Hello again, it's episode 13 of Travel Talk. Today's episode will be covering Mobile, Alabama. We had one day in Mobile, Alabama, and we did a hell of a lot in that one day in Mobile, Alabama. Last episode we were in Tallahassee, in Florida, and then this will be covering 2 days. The first day was travelling between Tallahassee and getting to Mobile, and my God, I have the funniest story to tell you about getting. Well, once we get to Mobile, it's hilarious. You'll love it. And then the second day is just Mobile itself and how we tried to pretty much do everything in one day. Let's get into it. Like I say, we were leaving Tallahassee by bus to get to Alabama. It would take about 8 hours, which isn't great, but by far would not be the longest bus journey we did on this entire trip, because my God, there is a big one to come. We jumped on the bus. I think we jumped on the bus at about 11 in the morning sort of time in Tallahassee, and it would last about 8 hours. Naturally, all Greyhound buses in America and in Australia and a lot of places obviously have Wi-Fi now. Naturally, the bus that we got on for 8 hours did not have Wi-Fi, so that meant 8 hours of just sitting there listening to music, in all honesty, which is good. I mean, music's good. I love music, but after 8 hours, it's kind of. Took us 8 hours. Little stops in between. Had little chances to stretch our legs. It was good. And we got to Mobile bus station at about 7:30, 8 o'clock sort of time. And this is where the fun story comes into it. And if you don't laugh at this story, then something wrong with you. Basically, so we're coming out of the bus station. The bus station itself was about 10 minutes from the centre where we were staying, so we would have to get a taxi. Obviously, didn't have mobile phones that worked in America or that we could use as such, so got the guard in the bus station to bring us a taxi, which was nice enough to do. And so we stood outside waiting for this taxi, and the woman that was on the bus with us, there was only about 15 people on this bus, I think, so this woman, she was probably, mid-60s. I'm feeling like she lived locally. And so we stood there and waiting for the taxi, and she starts kind of talking to us, and we're like, we were polite, so we talked back. And she said, "Oh, have you booked a taxi?" And we're like, yeah. And then we said, "Oh, have you?" And she went, No, we just piggyback taxis here in Alabama. I was like, okay. A little bit strange, but I just thought she was messing around, So give it about 10 minutes, our taxi turns up, says our names, because the guard booked under our names, putting our bags in, and we got into the taxi, and we see this woman that we were talking to walk over to the driver. We're like, what's going on? And she's having a chat with him, and she had this kind of cardboard box with her with, I'm not sure what was in it, I don't really want to know, in all honesty. But she had this cardboard box, and she came over and she kept kind of thrusting it towards him as if he needed to take it. I was like, what's going on? So we kind of sat there and we're like, ooh, what's actually happening? And she gets in all of a sudden, gets in the front passenger seat, and we're like, what's going on? Driver puts her little box in the back of the taxi, and he gets in and starts driving. And we're like, okay, and we're looking at each other as if to say, what the hell? This woman's just randomly going in our taxi. And we're going towards where we want to go. And like I say, it's about 10 minutes away. For that entire 10 minutes, we were just laughing in the back seat because we just didn't know what to think of this. It was hilarious. And we arrived at where we wanted to be, got out, paid the taxi driver, and he's like, "Oh, is she not with you?" We're like, "No, we've never met her before." We're like, she just kind of got in the taxi. And he went, "Oh, because at the station she said she was with you and you were going to pay for her to get to such and such place." And we're like, "No, we've never met her before. She just kind of jumped in." And the driver's like, "Oh, okay." So this woman had just all of a sudden decided, I'm just going to jump in the taxi with them and they pay for it. And we were like, what the hell? Well, word to the wise, if you ever go to Mobile, Alabama, and someone tries to jump in a taxi with you, they will expect you to pay. Don't pay. That was very funny the first night there, I'm not going to lie. We had quite a few laughs at that. That was funny stuff. And yeah, we got there, like I said, about 8:30 at the hotel. We hadn't had much to eat all day because we'd been on the bus. So we went down the road and there was a Hardee's restaurant. As we were in there, it's basically McDonald's food, let's be honest. Burger and chips, you know. So yeah, we had that. And headed back to the hotel. Had a fairly early night because we knew that we'd only have one full day in Mobile, so we wanted to make the most of it, obviously. And yeah, went to bed. Next morning, got up about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Headed down to McDonald's, which ironically was across the road from Hardee's that we'd eaten in last night, and had a McDonald's breakfast because it's the best way to start your day. And if McDonald's want to sponsor me to say that, I'll say it all the time because, you know, money, money. So yeah, we had McDonald's breakfast, and then we went off to explore Alabama and, well, especially Mobile because we were there, and went off to explore basically and see what it had to offer. So first thing we did was the most famous street in Mobile is Dolphin Street. Everything's on that basically. What you need to realise about Mobile is it's very much, the buildings and the setup are very much like New Orleans. Very old style, like 1900s, a lot of metal barring and rails. It's very much like New Orleans, which again I'll cover in the New Orleans video in a few episodes' time. So yeah, it's very much like that, and it links to that because a lot of people don't realise that Mardi Gras didn't actually originate. I just made a word up. I am so cool. Originate in New Orleans. It actually originated in Mobile, Alabama, which is why they've got a museum there dedicated to the creation of Mardi Gras, and you can see a lot of influences of Mardi Gras. I mean, we missed Mardi Gras probably by about a week and a half when we were actually in Alabama. But you could still see the remnants of where they'd had it, and it's obviously a really big thing there because it where it came from. So yeah, we saw all of that. Went down to Bienville Square, which is a smaller park just off of Dolphin Street. They had a huge fountain. They had these really lovely painted, they were kind of like oyster shells. And they were probably about 3.5, 4 foot tall, and they'd all been painted by hand by local artists, and to like show the history of Mobile itself, which was really really cool. And they were dotted around the city, and we saw I think 4 or 5 of them in total. But that was a really good touch that obviously the city had done to show people the history, but at the same time let people be creative. So yeah, we saw that. Headed a little bit further down to the Cooper Riverside Park, which is on the riverside, obviously, by the name. Probably didn't need to tell you that, but I did anyway. It's by the river, again. Saw a lot of naval ships and a lot of boatyards. It was cool. I mean, like, seeing all the naval ships being worked on. I mean, they were huge, the naval ships. And, yeah, I mean, there wasn't much by the riverside. There was a train track that ran, like, 10 feet away, which was really strange, and you had to watch the tunnel as you were crossing over to get to the park, which was a little bit weird, but you know, I am not here to question people. So yeah, after that we looked on the map that we had to see where we were in relation to other things that we could do in Mobile, and we realised that we were only a 5-minute walk from the Gulf Coast Explorium Science Centre. Now, that's a big thing to say. I really did well there because I didn't screw it up, so I'm impressed. I normally make a word up in between, so it's all good. Yeah, it was kind of this centre was mainly aimed at kids. I'm not gonna lie, very much aimed at kids. It was all about how the human body works and dinosaurs, and they had a IMAX theatre, and they had a film about lemurs. So, ironically, the lemurs of Madagascar, which might sound familiar, funnily enough. So yeah, we headed in there. Had some lunch in there at first, and then explored around. Did the dinosaur part first, which was really cool because there's a lot of dinosaur eggs. And let's all be honest, we're all kids at heart. We all love dinosaurs. Let's not lie. I saw dinosaur eggs, I got excited. I saw dinosaurs, I got excited. I took pictures of everything. I love dinosaurs. So cool. So yeah, we did that. Then went on and did the human body part, which there was quite a bit of interactive stuff in this museum. It was really, really good. Like there was a lot of school trips going on while we were there, and then there was us, like not school age and just doing everything, looking like idiots, but still fun times. And so yeah, we did that. then after we'd done the human body part, we went and actually saw the Lima film in the IMAX. And the Lima film was negotiating. I say you, I really do make words up when I talk. The Lima film was narrated, there we go, narrated, by Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman, the man, the myth, the legend that he is, narrated a film about lemurs on Madagascar. It was amazing. So it went on for 45 minutes as well. It was a really good film. It was all about like the conservation and the people that live on Madagascar to like help the population of lemurs, and it was incredible. It was like the screen was bent as well. So like you had the flat screen, but then it like curved around in a big circle ball. So like, you could even look up and it was on there as well. It was it's amazing. So yeah, we did that for 45 minutes, which was possibly the best part about Alabama, in all honesty. Got to see Morgan Freeman talk about lemurs. You know, who doesn't want to see that? So cool. So yeah, I did that. Headed out of there and went on to Fort Conde, which is an actual fort that is about 5 minutes away from the museum. Had a lot of artefacts and exhibits from when it was last used, which I believe was in the 1800s at some point. And yeah, it was just nice. It had been well kept, so it was really easy to walk around. The doors are obviously very small, so I banged my head about 14 times. But, you know, I didn't get any mild concussions that I know of, so, you know, positive. And then we headed across from the fort. There was another museum, which was the History Museum of Mobile, which had a lot of Mardi Gras stuff and stuff about racial segregation again. Racial segregation seems to be a very hot topic in a lot of museums in America, from what I could pick up on while we were there. So they've got a lot about that, and this does a lot of stuff about the city and how it developed over the years. So yeah, that was cool. We stayed in there for about an hour, and yeah, I think by this time we'd been out for about 8 hours. So we'd been out walking around for 8 hours, which was pretty impressive. And from what we could tell, we'd done all the main stuff that we wanted to do in Mobile. So we headed back to the hotel about, I feel like it was about 6:30 kind of time, and packed for the next day, because the next day, unfortunately, we'd be leaving, moving on to Biloxi, Mississippi. So yeah, we did that, packed, went and had some dinner at Hardee's again, I think, and then yeah, came home, watched some TV, and just waited for the next day, unfortunately, because we'd be leaving, which was sad because we didn't really get to spend enough time in Alabama or Mobile, but you know, it was for the greater good, because we'd heard really good things about Biloxi and Mississippi, and we wanted to really spend some time there. So we'd end up spending, I think, 4 or 5 days there in the end. So there'll be a couple of videos to come on that. But yeah, we did as much as we could in Mobile, and I really enjoyed it there. So yeah, that was the main thing. But that's where this video will end. Thank you for watching again. Thank you for putting up with me for 13 episodes, because, you know, who wants to put up with me? And yeah, check back for the next episode. Like I say, I'm making episodes pretty quickly now, in all honesty. It went from doing 1 a week to about 4 or 5 a week now. So, and that is for one reason, and she knows who she is, and she is the reason. So she is the inspirational reason you are getting more videos, so thank her. Though you don't know who she is, but I do, so that's the important thing. Anyway, I will see you on the next video, which will be Biloxi, Mississippi, and there is some fun stuff there. We had casinos, beaches, thunderstorms, lightning, money that got wet. We were money launderers for a day, and that's a fun story. But I'll catch you next time. Have fun.